Good day again, everybody. So I figured we'd just take a quick walk around and have a look at everything that's growing and see if there's anything I'm going to be able to eat next month. So I'll just start with this arrowroot, still doing really well. I've got a few beetroots in here that are starting to form little bulbs, so I should be able to have them. There's still a few gaps in here, so I'm going to have to come back and plant something else in there. So I've got a few potted strawberries that are flowering again now and producing a little bit of fruit. So hopefully I'll have a few more of those. These are Welsh onions. They're not doing very well, so I might take them out. These are my Egyptian walking onions. They're still doing pretty good. They haven't still produced any little bulbs at the ends yet though. My little lime tree is going well. I've actually picked a few ripe limes off of that recently, and been using these kaffir lime leaves in curries and stuff. And the perennial leeks are doing good. They're probably ready to be potted up, so I'll have to do that. Alright, so I've started just some cabbage and cauliflower and broccoli seeds. But yeah, not all of these have come up. So these were my red cabbages, and they haven't shown up. So yeah, I'm not sure. Might have to plant some more of those. I just bought this rachio onion, so I need to plant those out. And I also got some red shallots and a cranberry hibiscus, which I'll show you. More leeks. I also have these alpine strawberries. They need a bit of water, but I actually need to take them out and divide them up and plant those out because they're getting very crowded in these little pots. Raspberries and everything, that's still going. Little mulberry cuttings down there, it's doing alright. Pineapple's doing really well. My pepino is doing pretty good. I did try a piece of fruit off of it, but didn't taste very nice. I'm not sure if it was ripe or not, or if it had gone bad maybe, but there's a little one coming on there. Alright, so these pots of sweet potatoes are starting to grow pretty well. That one's doing good. The same with these potatoes are doing good. I can probably top these up now. So that's one. This is another. And if you remember, these were the really tiny little ones. Most of these are doing pretty well. This one and that one. This one has already started to die off, as has one in here. But yeah, I'm not expecting them to do very well or to last very long. So once they all sort of die back, I'll just pull the tiny potatoes out of there. I got a few carrots in here. Everything's been overrun with grass because I only recently bought a mower. So both of these, you can see, still full of grass. Both of these garden beds have been absolutely loaded with grass. Sage is still doing pretty good. Chives are doing alright, flowering. There's a bit of garlic in there that I had left over, and some bok choy, but they're still getting eaten by bugs, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. So this bed here is pretty much empty except for this giant pigeon pea, which has started to flower now. So hopefully I'll have some of these by next month. So that'll be a bit extra calories and stuff. But they're absolutely covered in flowers. I don't know if you can see that. So another one there. Pretty much on the ends of all of these have started to flower. But I do have a couple more. This is the only one that started flowering. Also busted my trellis here. But I think that was mostly the wind. And I've actually got this little jalapeno from last year that needs to be potted up or planted out, but it's still putting on fruit there, so that's pretty good. We've still got some basil in one of these pots. So this was is the stevia, and it's all started flowering, so I'm hoping it'll put down some seeds and regrow. So the blueberries are doing good. This one covered in flowers. There's a few berries sort of coming on that one. I think this one's still a bit too small. I have my potted yacon, which isn't really doing that great compared to the one that I've got in the ground. And I've still got this eggplant in a pot, but yeah, I haven't gotten any fruit. The flowers just keep falling off of it. Alright, so all the potatoes up here are doing well. Most of them will probably be ready to come out by the middle of next month. So we've got another pigeon pea here. It looks like it's starting to flower. I got some rosemary. I've also planted just some shelling peas. I'm not sure of the variety exactly. And I found a couple of little nasturtium seedlings when I was digging up grass, so I transplanted them over here. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. So this is my cranberry hibiscus. You just eat the leaves like lettuce or spinach, I guess. So you can actually see these are black-eyed peas that I thought I had removed, but I must have left a bit of the stem in and they've all sort of started to reshoot again. Right. Another one under the comfrey. Another two. Alright, so this bed is mainly just filled with garlic. There's also a few little volunteer tomato plants here and there. They're doing pretty well still, but I'm not sure if they'll produce any fruit just because it's starting to get colder at night. But you can see they're coming up everywhere. There's one in the middle of the garlic. So yeah, most of the garlic has come up pretty well. It's mostly all just Glen Large. But from there is the Italian Light that I was able to salvage, and I think most of that's come up too. So I'm going to have to come back and plant some carrots in between these, or something else, but yeah, figure that out. I also have my one little stevia cutting that survived is in there as well. And this little zucchini that I had a seed left over, so I just chucked it in. And again, the same as the tomatoes, I'm not sure if it'll have time to do anything, but I'm just going to let it go and see what happens. So the strawberry patch is doing alright, but I just need to come in and pull all these weeds out and move everything from around it so that the pests have a harder time of getting in there. So yeah, I am in the middle of mowing the lawn. I did just buy a lawnmower, but you can see the difference. So I've still got a little bit to do. What do we got here? Okay, I've got this little yellow pear tomato. It's not doing great, but we might get a few more tomatoes off of it before it dies, so I just left it going. A little capsicum down here is doing alright. I've got more sweet potatoes, and I've got, I don't know if you can see these old dry watermelon vines. They are still alive in some places, a little bit. I'm going to have to come and pull those out as well. But this is the yacon that's in the ground. I don't know, I gotta step back because it's about 6 feet tall just to fit it all in frame. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try and dig around the base at the start of next month and see if I can find any tubers that taste like apples in there. But you can see, if you can see that, it's lifted up
off the ground. There's a big mound there now where there wasn't before, so hopefully that means there's lots of stuff in there, and hopefully no mice have gotten to it. So these are my yellow Marconis that just started flowering and fruiting again. Just a capsicum, but yeah, these are absolutely covered in little capsicums everywhere. There's another smaller one there. And the same thing that happened with my black-eyed peas happened with the green beans, and they've just started to come back on their own. But again, I'll be removing all this and planting cabbages and onions and stuff in this spot soon. I've still got a bit of basil up here, some basil seeds to collect. Yeah, that's a good one. Do that later. So yeah, you can still see these watermelon vines, but they're not producing near enough fruit. I mean, I think I only got 3 watermelons this year. So I got a big patch of nasturtiums. I'm going to have to pull all that back along with all this grass and stuff. But it never seems to go away once it's planted. It'll just keep coming back forever, I think. So yeah, I've still got more sweet potatoes. This is actually a carrot. Now this is one of those black nebula carrots that I had that went to seed over there. So there's a couple more that have just volunteered recently. So those are doing pretty well. Now I did think that this was an alpine strawberry, like a wild alpine strawberry, but I've since learned that it's a weed. And the way you can tell is that these have yellow flowers instead of white flowers, yellow petals on the flowers. So yeah, got to pull all of these out, stop them from spreading, because other alpine strawberries don't put down runners, but these ones do, if you can see that, and they'll just spread everywhere. But yeah, there's one of the flowers left over. So dig that out. So yeah, another pigeon pea. I've got more black-eyed peas here, and I think they should start flowering soon, so I should be able to get a few beans next month. Black-eyed peas next month, and that'll be something else to eat. Beetroots are doing pretty good up here. I've got a few things of spinach. I did plant some lettuce up here, but it never came up. And then all that else is up here is this sweet potato. So yeah, hopefully it'll survive, and I'll take some cuttings to plant over winter for next year. And yeah, fingers crossed, hopefully the mice have eaten the poison and died. Hopefully they won't be back. So the only other thing that I really have in are these pumpkins. Now, all of this is still just that one pumpkin plant. I've still got to get in and mow around it. I've picked a couple of big ones off there lately. There's a few more. There's one there. There's another one up the back in the corner of the shed there. I mean, there's probably more, but I haven't found them yet. Just because I have to go through it all and see where it's going and what's happening. But yeah, it's put off plenty of these little side shoots. I mean, I can't even count them anymore, how many there are. But the actual vine will go along underneath the grass, so it's very tricky to mow around. So I'm going to have to try and figure something else out for next year when I try and grow my pumpkins. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.